Hello, how much time should swing traders with full-time job outside of trading spend on trading? So I will say about 2 hours a day would be a good estimate, to plan. And that 2 hours will be broken down as follow. 1 hour to analyze stocks on your watch list a day, 30 minutes or so during your lunchtime to review the stocks that you mark red on your watch list, to review them during your lunchtime, to analyze them, to see if they are, if you want to buy them. Because when you analyze the stock, you can mark red the one that are well positioned for you to buy, and during your lunchtime you can review them to see if you are still seeing this, if you still want to buy it, and then go to your brokerage account where you are going to place that order to see the stock that are positive there. If there is one that you want to sell, that you mark that you want to sell, you can analyze that as well to see if you want to sell it and place your orders to buy or to sell and just get out. So that that would be about 1 hour 30 minutes. And then in the evening you can do your bookkeeping. That is one way you can go about it as well. And your bookkeeping will be to go to your brokerage account, pull your transactions, your history out, and stocks that you purchase. Then you'll be able to see it, and then you can use your spreadsheet to record the symbol, the company, the number of shares you purchased, the price it purchased it for you, and so forth. And then that will be the purchase. And on the sell side, if you sell some, then you can look for where you have that stock and put the date you sold it, the stock symbol, the number of shares you sold, the price it sold it for you, and so forth. And if you design your spreadsheet in a way that you have formula in it, it'll be able to pull a report from it for you, so that on a quarterly basis you can estimate your tax that you need to deposit to IRS and to your state if you are doing those on a taxable brokerage account. But yeah, that is pretty much what you'll be doing. So and that is the process that I used in 2024, a little bit in 2025, but toward the end of 2025 now, I found myself now analyzing my watch list on a daily basis. With the long option and swing trading strategy that we are using, I didn't find that to be quite necessary. So going into 2026, I like to see if I can analyze the stock on a weekend, because that's what I'm doing now or plan to do. So, and analyzing the stock during the weekend, therefore it could take an hour and a half depending on the watch list size, because I want to have a longer watch list. So you can estimate 2 hours on weekend to analyze the stocks if you went with a bigger list, and 30 minutes to do your record keeping as well during the weekend. And that just leaves you to do the trade during your lunchtime on a weekly basis are 30 minutes or so. So that means on weekend you will highlight stocks that you will mark red, stocks that you like to keep an eye on during the week, and during your weekday during your lunchtime you can quickly analyze them to see if you want to buy them or not, and if there is a stock in your portfolio that you want to sell. So 30 minutes a day to do that, and we can spend about 2 hours to 2 hours and a half to 3 hours to analyze the watch list and do the record keeping. That is another strategy. You just have to see which one fits your busy schedule for you to fit it in, because it's important, to uh, swing trade on the side. If you do not have a side business, to swing trade on the side by putting some of your money you are making at work, by putting it to work. So together we are going to analyze some stocks to see if they are worth adding to our watch list for 2026. And the first one is going to be GD. We are going to use maximum monthly chart for that matter, and GD. So GD, we have support lines that we trace already passing by the valley of the mountain, and we can trace one more here to see where that will take us. It'll go somewhere here, but it seems to me that this will be the line that it might pull back to. This one, we have it there that we have been trading on it, but it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago it has been claiming that line, and it seems to me that is a claiming here as well, something similar. So there is a possibility it might come back down here. When it does that, we might buy some more, because it could be risky to buy here. But as we look at GD, we purchased it right at the beginning of this year and we sold it somewhere there. That's why we have those 2 arrows there. We have the date on the x-axis from the past to the present, and we have the price from 0 up. So this is going to make it to the watch list, because again, to select stocks for your watch list, you want to see if the stock is making higher lows at the valley of the mountain and is making higher highs at the peak of the mountain. That makes that stock a growth stock you can swing trade using long option and swing trading strategy. LHX. So LHX, let's trace some trend lines here to see if we have higher lows at the valley of the mountain. When we touch base with this, we'll go across this one. Let's see if we can trace some more. If we trace it like this, it's going to go lower. If we go from that valley line, it's going to go here. This is the valley line we will want to buy at. We have multiple touch points, and even in the present as well. So now let's see the peak of the mountain. If we are having higher highs at the peak, we are, yes, every few years is creating higher highs, and even this year we have one. So this is going to make it to our watch list, and this is going to be our buying point, because it has been touching base with that line for years now, that we can say that this is the valley of the mountain that is claiming, and right now is close to the peak than it is to where we want to buy. So it's going to make it good chart. The next one is UPS. Okay, so UPS isn't making higher highs, so we can try to higher lows. We can try to when I do this, is going to go, if it's going down there, we can try to go this way. By looking at this, I will say that it does not respect an uptrend valley line. The valley line is not going up clearly. So therefore, another strategy might work. It could well be an horizontal line, because when I put my mouse here, this area is coinciding with this one as well. So it's following an horizontal line right there. When we have, if I go this way, it ended somewhere here. So it does not have a clear valid line, uptrend valid line. Therefore, it is a no for us. But depending on your strategy you are using, you might find an entry point for it. But with our long option and swing trading strategy, I cannot find an entry point on an uptrend line there. So no uptrend valid line. So the answer is going to be no for it. The next one is FDX. It does not mean the stock is bad to buy. It just means that the strategy we are using with it, they are not comparable. So FDX, is it? FDX. So let's see, and the goal of this exercise is to be able to find stocks that can be comparable with the strategy you are using. It's not a guarantee. Once you start trading it, then you can say for sure if you are able to understand the chart pattern, and if well is following the strategy is comparable, is with the strategy you are using, like you can experience it yourself. For some reason, these stocks tend to go a little bit below the support line that is touching base with. So we have an uptrend value line here with an understanding that it tends to come down to it, and there is a chance when it comes down it can touch base with the lower one. And then let's take a look at the peak here. Yes, it takes some time, but it does make a higher peak, and it reached this one but has not exceeded yet and is on its way. This is the value line, is living there already, and it has not exceeded the highest price yet. So it is going to, it didn't meet it here, but I think it's going to, it is going to the next round since it got close to it. So this, yes, will make it to our list this year, even though the past 2 years it didn't. And this will be the line you will want to buy. Since it touched base with it and start going up from there already, and we know that it has not reached the highest price yet, it went up and pulled back and start going up again, we might buy some, even though it left there months ago. But it has not reached the peak yet. So we can go to there to the maximum daily chart and take a look at it. And that is the line that we want to buy. We can adjust it here, and from there we can trace an uptrend line, a short uptrend line, to see where it is. And there is a chance it might pull back to it and go up from there again. It's claiming this one, so we will want to buy some. And now I don't have money in the account. I purchased some stocks, many stocks this week that were set for us to buy. So therefore, I'm going to wait to keep observing it and find an entry point here for it, since it's still close to the value line. And this will be a stock, as you are analyzing the stock to get ready for next year, when you come across a stock that is already living where you want to buy, you might want to add it to your to a list, to have it out of the bigger list, since the bigger list is not finalized yet for the new year. You might want to have it somewhere that you can keep an eye on it for during the next few weeks to buy. And that is pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm adding it to 2025 list, and you can see the one that I highlighted are the one that I purchased, and those came from our master list that you and I have been analyzing. You can see I purchased quite a bit already of them this week, and pretty much as Zoe said, our account. So one more we are going to analyze is, and this one I'm just going to pull, I'm just going to put go chart there. So EXPD, and we are going to go to maximum monthly charts. It allows you to see the chart from far, to see multiple years ahead of you, and then to see if you can, if by just looking you can see higher lows at the valley of the mountain, and if you can see higher highs at the peak of the mountain. And clearly this stock it has that going on for it. We can say that this will be our buying line, although there is a chance that it might come down to this one. And right now it's making higher highs, but you can see that even though it's climbing up here, it was quite close to the valley line here, and then it went up, pull back, went up, pull back, and when it pulled back, it took 3 years or so before it went up again. So right now it reached the peak already. So we are going to keep an eye on it. When it comes back to the valley line, then we will enter, and this could be an entry point, and this could be an entry point. It does not veer too far away from the valley line often. This one is very away from it, but it tends to climb close to it. So this could be a valley line for us to buy some share, and this could be a valley line for us to buy some share, and this is going to make it to our 2026 preliminary watch list, even though it didn't make it to it the past 2 years. So it's good to analyze your stocks on an annual basis, like the master list, in case there is a stock there that you didn't put in your watch list for the year. Who knows, it might make it to the list for the next year. So that's why we'll come back here and analyze over 200 stocks, if not 300 stocks, to see which one from that list we want to pull out to create our 2026 watch list. And for the one we analyzed today, only one didn't meet our requirement, is UPS. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. For more of swing trading tips or how to create your own watch list, will you please check the playlist in the description of this video. And as you can see, we use different strategies to select stocks for each one of those years that I just show you the slide, from 2024 to now working on 2026. Thank you so much for your time, and this video is brought to you by our online store Liberman.com, where we have a tote bag listed for you to check it out to see if you want to purchase it. Thank you so much.